The eyes, they never lie. Vision plays a very key role in our shooting. I mean, you can't shoot if you can't see. So before we even get started, I like a little bit of competition, obviously. So please comment below and let's see, are you team one eye open or team two eyes open? The first thing we're going to do is check our eye dominance. Most people don't know which eye they're more dominant in, so I'm going to give you a little test and you can follow along with me to figure it out for yourself. So the first thing we're going to do is make a triangle with our hands. There's going to be a little opening that kind of looks like a triangle itself. What we're going to do is keep both eyes open, pick a small object on a wall or something that's about 10 feet plus away. We're going to bring that opening up, full extension with our arms, and we're going to place that object in between that gap, that opening of the triangle. Keeping both eyes open, now we're going to close our left eye. Does the object move? Does your hands move? If it moves, that means you're left eye dominant. If it stays, that means you're right eye dominant. But just in case, let's do it with the other eye. So we're going to pull up, create that gap, place it directly on our object, both eyes open. Now we're going to close our right eye. Does the object move or your hands move? If it does, that means you're right eye. If it doesn't and it stays the same, that means you're left eye dominant. There's another way that you can test this as well, and I like to think of it as called the thumb technique. So it basically means we're going to look at our thumbnail and place it on a small object, again, about 10 feet away. We're going to place it there, and we're going to hold our thumb out and focus on that thumb with our eyes. Keep both eyes open when you do this. Whichever eye the thumb covers from the back angle, now you can set up a camera from that back angle facing you or your partner, they can tell you which eye it covers. So since I'm right eye dominant, you can probably tell both eyes are open, I'm focusing on that thumbnail, that the thumb is covering my right eye, and that's because I'm right eye dominant. Now if you're left eye dominant, that's probably going to end up over here somehow. All right, let's go over the difference between cross-eye dominance and dual-eye dominance because they are different things. Cross-eye dominance basically means whatever eye you're dominant in, you're opposite-handed. So if you're right-handed but left-eye dominant, that means that your arms and hands got to go over in order to see out of your left eye. If you're left-handed and you're right eye dominant, that basically means you're coming over to your right side eye to create that sight picture and look through. That's the vision portion of cross-eye dominance. Then we get into dual-eye dominance, and that's a little tricky because it basically means both eyes have equal amount of power. Not one eye is dominant over the other. They both work equally together. So sometimes, one eye will take over the other, or the other eye will start to take over the other one. So that gets a little bit difficult, and you basically have to choose which eye are you going to see through and aim with your gun and your sights and your optic. So what you can do to kind of overcome that is pick your eye. I recommend, if you're dual eye dominant, I recommend that what you do is whatever your strong side is, use that eye. It'll be a little bit easier, and you can cover your left eye, whether it's a piece of tape on your glasses or you just close that eye, it doesn't matter. You need to kind of pick one in order to get that sight picture at a high rate of speed. For dual eye dominance, when we did those two tests, if the object moved or your hands moved or your thumb moved or any of that, if it moved at all for both of those, then that basically means you're dual eye dominant. So if you come up with your triangle and you're looking through it and you close your right eye and it moves, and you open both eyes and close your left eye and it moves, that means you're dual eye dominant. They're both equal. Now there's a big debate out there whether or not you keep one eye open is better or keep both eyes open is better. There's a lot of opinions out there, so you kind of got to decide what's best for you, but I'm basically going to explain kind of the differences in that. So with both eyes open, your field of vision opens up a lot more. Now in self-defense, that's really good to have, but in competition, or just going out and shooting in the desert or in the woods or something, that's not exactly necessary. So you can shoot with one eye closed. I'm going to go into story time for y'all so you can kind of get an idea what both of those can do for you and how good both of them can be. So my sister, Justine, she's an incredible shooter. She's always been an incredible shooter. I do pretty well myself. We shoot kind of differently, especially at the beginning of our careers. My sister, Justine, she had an eye condition where one of her eyes would just, go off to who knows where, and it would just kind of drift out. And she had to go to eye therapy for years to kind of figure out and control it almost. But she struggled for a very long time shooting both eyes open. It actually made it pretty impossible for her to shoot both eyes open with that going on. So she shot with one eye closed for many years until she was able to build up through eye therapy and learning how to shoot both eyes open enough to do that. So for me, on the other side, I have semi-good eyes. I still wear contacts and glasses, but I don't have a condition that makes it ultra hard to do it. I've always shot with both eyes open. It took a little bit of training at first to kind of understand, especially with iron sights, to get that working with both eyes all the time. But I was able to do it very quickly, whereas my sister, it took her years to kind of master that. But she was winning national titles while still shooting with one eye closed. I was shooting and winning nationals with both eyes open. So both are beneficial, both work. It's choosing whatever is best for you. I'm going to give you a different example, which is my father. I love my father very much, but he definitely has a thing where he has actually dual eye dominance. So he really likes shooting iron sights, and he would notice during a stage, he would go for a reload or transition from target, to another position or something. And all of a sudden he would start missing, and he would realize it's because he's looking through his left eye. He can only function one eye at a time, but they both have equal dominance. So he could blink and all of a sudden he's using his other eye. So that's kind of another example of what a dual eye dominance kind of gives you, which is why it's kind of important to take one eye, choose that eye, and try to cover up the other eye to get that main eye dominating everything and seeing everything you need to see. So as you've seen and learned, there's no one way to do something, especially when it comes to your vision. Your vision is very specific to you. So do whatever you think is best, whether it's one eye open or both eyes open, it doesn't matter. You can still win national titles, world titles. You can still be incredibly proficient and great with either one of these. So do what's best for you.